Well, folks, welcome to another Friday fishing forecast. And I think I'm going to stop predicting the weather because last weekend was a joke, especially on Saturday. When we woke up, it was raining. We got out there, it finally stopped raining, but then the wind started blowing. And it blew 15 to 20 out of the east-southeast, and then it switched and went to the east-northeast and blew 10 to 15. If it could go wrong, it went wrong for us. Everything from the rain, the wind. We had a fuse that was giving us problems on our trolling motor, so I changed that out. We finally got it figured out, and then the wind was so bad that our batteries finally died, and then the storm was rolling in, so we flew in, and the storm ended up not even hitting us. So it was just one of those days that just kind of stunk. But it is what it is, you know. It's just one of those things. But now I'm doing some boat maintenance. When you have over 970 hours on your motor in 2.5 years, you're bound to do some maintenance. So what I'm working on right now is putting in a new battery charger. For some reason, the battery charger that we had, just even with brand new batteries, it would charge for a little bit and then two of the batteries would start blinking. And so I just bought a new one and decided to see what if it was the charger itself, and sure enough it was the charger itself. So I'm changing that out. Typical boat maintenance, you know, fun stuff like that. So let's go ahead and get into the Friday fishing forecast. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the tides that we have this weekend. On Saturday we have a high tide at 12:31 p.m. which is a 2.54, and then we have a low tide at 8:31 p.m. which is a negative 0.25. Now that outgoing tide is going to scream, and when I was used to fish inshore a lot, I used to love fishing that negative outgoing tide because it really started concentrating the fish in certain areas, and if you knew where to look, you could find the fish. It's almost like shooting fish in a barrel. Biggest key I can put to that is look for the mullet in the deeper areas, because if you can find the mullet in the deeper areas, you're going to find the snook, the reds, trout, things like that. Now for the grouper, I don't like a screaming tide like that because they will stick to that bottom and they won't come off that bottom. So you practically have to hit them in the nose just to get them to bite. So the incoming tide is going to be a little bit better for the grouper and snapper and things like that. But that outgoing tide is going to be really good for inshore. Now on Sunday we have a high tide at 103 at a 2.65. And then we have another negative low at 9:12 p.m. at a negative 0.32. So again, it's going to scream out in the afternoon. And if you're looking for tarpon, those crabs are going to flush because we've been getting some rain, so the crabs are going to flush out pretty good. And if you're looking for tarpon, these are the tides. These negative outgoing tides in the evenings are the ones to look for. So if you're looking for tarpon, these are the tides that you want to hit. Now let's go ahead and talk about the salooners for this weekend. On Saturday we have a minor from 5:58 to 6:58 a.m., which is a little early. The sun will be coming up, so if you want to get out there really early and hit that major feed or that minor feeding time, I would recommend it. And then we have a major from 1:02 to 3:02 p.m. On Sunday we have a minor from 6:47 to 7:47. And then we have a major from 157 to 357. Now I want to kind of talk about some things that's going on that I found that when I went out and did some content earlier this week. I found that the water clarity has diminished quite a bit, and there's been a lot of fresh water coming out of these rivers, especially, you know, when you get farther up in the bay, you have the Little Manatee, the Alafaya, and then the Hillsborough River, all dumping all that fresh water into the bay. So what's happening is, I think especially with the grouper and snapper, I think it's starting to push them out a little bit. So I think Chad and I are going to do a little bit more exploring, you know, southwest wise, going out to the Skyway, past the Skyway, because of water clarity. Because when I dropped down the cameras, I saw a hogfish and a couple of grunts at one spot, and within 30 seconds they disappeared and they were gone, and there was no other fish in the camera for another 13 minutes. And then another spot I dropped the camera down, which had great rocks and everything else, there wasn't a single fish anywhere to be found. And I'm showing you the footage right now to show you that it was like a ghost town. It was crazy, and I've caught fish in this spot many, many times. So I think the little bit of influx of the well, not a little bit, but a lot of the influx of the fresh water is pushing those grouper and snapper kind of out towards the mouth of the Gulf and the mouth of the bay. And there's some fish still here, but they have definitely moved, because Chad and I were catching them way up north, and we fished it this last weekend. I fished it again this week, and we didn't get any bites. So I'm not saying that there's not fish there, but it just seems like everything might be pushing out. Same thing happened last year. So if you're going out there, keep that in mind, that if you're in a particular area and you're in a good spot that has good structure but you're not getting bit, there's probably a reason for it. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. Also wanted to talk about the upcoming Tampa Bay boat show that we're going to be at with Sunray Marine. We're going to be in their booth. So if you are free next weekend, that's where we're going to be. Chad and I will be there. We will have jigs, braided line, fluorocarbon available for sale. If you want to come out and meet us, please do. We always like meeting new people and seeing our fans, and we appreciate the support. And everything is still going extremely strong. I never thought in a million years that this whole jig business would build like it has. I'm ordering thousands of pounds of lead at a time now, thousands and thousands of hooks. So we really appreciate the support. Thank you very much. Whatever questions that you have, please feel free to ask. I'm kind of an open book, sometimes to a fault, but it is what it is. I like to help people catch fish, and that's what this is all about. Now, we just passed 11,000 subscribers, so I will be posting the winner tomorrow at 7 p.m. So make sure you look out for that. I've been in contact with a couple other winners that we're going to get out here very shortly. I wanted to wait for opening grouper season to get them out so we can get them on some keeper gags. And so we're going to be probably bunching all the winners in pretty much tightly together week after week after week. So if you haven't signed up, go to our YouTube page, subscribe there, and then go to our webpage, TampaBayFishingChannel.com, and sign up there to enter the contest. Now you have till tomorrow until 7 p.m. and that's when I'm going to pick the winner. So kind of make sure that if you haven't signed up, sign up for that. And again, thank you for all the support. And if you're getting out this weekend, good luck to you. And if you see us, stop by and say hello.